Jim Inhofe is going to give us an adorable lecture about science, and then the twist comes at the end here. You'll notice it.
I remember when Obama was elected president, his first appointment to be the director of the EPA was Lisa Jackson. I asked her the question in a committee hearing, live on TV. I said, in the event that we are to pass any kind of legislation over here or a regulation, as they're trying to do now, would this have the effect of reducing CO2 worldwide? Her answer, no, it wouldn't, because this isn't where the problem is. And you can go one step further. If we were to ration it here and we lost our manufacturing base, it would go to places where they don't have any restrictions on their CO2. So it actually, I know there are some out there, probably a couple hundred people, who actually believe that the world's coming to an end and global warming is, man-made global warming is going to cause it. So I just want to give them the assurance, if they're right and we are wrong, it still is not going to reduce, but it would increase CO2 emissions.
Yeah, the ability to actually stop it if it's happening by man's activities is, as you pointed out, you just can't do it.
They don't understand. You know, God's still up there, and there's a reason.
You understand what he's saying, right? Climate change. God's up there, right? So people are all worried about what we're doing here and how it's like hurting the planet and contributing to the downfall of civilization. Whatevs. God. Jesus. Yahweh. This guy's a barbarian. Like, just savagery. It's pure savagery. It's like an ape in Washington. And fucking Jim Inhofe has been on science committees. I think to this day, if I'm not mistaken, the person who leads the science committee, I don't think it's Inhofe anymore, but it's also a climate science denier. I mean, when I see stuff like this, it makes me want to say we're Foxville. It's over. Pack it up, go home. The American experiment was, we were trying our best, but whatevs. Because even if we had somebody who believed in that it was real, believed in facts, that's not necessarily enough, because then you need them to take the proper course of action and recommend the right things and implement the right things. And even if you have the person who believes in it there's no guarantee that we're actually going to do the right policies and get it done fast enough and all these things. But we don't even have an incompetent person who believes in the proper things in place. We have utter idiots. And look, some of them are idiots, but there's also a big aspect to this that some of them are paid to believe what they're advocating for. So they'll take money from the oil and gas industry, the fossil fuel industry, tremendous amounts of money, and then, lo and behold, look at that. They're advocating that there's no problem here. It's like getting paid a tremendous amount of money from the tobacco companies and saying there's not necessarily a link between tobacco and cancer. Plenty of people get cancer when they don't smoke. How do you explain that? It's the same kind of thing that we're looking at here. But with a guy like Inhofe, it might be the case that he strikes me as actually stupid. He does. Because I can see like some oil lobbyist coming in there and they're like, hey, Mr. Inhofe, I got this new report for you from scientists. Take a look. And it's scientists. They fund it. It's all bullshit. He reads one line. He's like, sold. Something medieval times were warm too. God damn it. Unbelievable. I'm sold. He threw a snowball in Congress. The video went viral because he thought it was like a gotcha. He's like, my friends across the aisle here believe in global warming. I have snow right here, bitch. Gotcha. You get it? Because it's not warm, because snow exists. Kenny doesn't know the difference between weather, climate, just a total clown. And this guy's giving interviews. How embarrassing is he? He's giving interviews like, and the earlier claim he made, I don't know if you understood it because, of course, it's word salad because he's a Republican, but he was arguing that the plan to decrease carbon emissions is going to increase carbon emissions. He made it seem like, I questioned somebody from the Obama administration and they admitted it. No, they didn't. You're making all this up. Or you're misinterpreting it or whatever the case is. That's nonsense. The plan to decrease carbon emissions will increase carbon emissions, but that's By definition, that's not true. It's a plan to decrease, but the way you do it with the things and the stuff, and Exxon's paying me to say it'll make it worse. How are we going to fight back against this stuff when this is the level of intellectual discourse that we're having? Beats me.